Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, where we celebrate and have conversations with diverse people, organizations, and businesses making positive impact on lives and communities. In addition, we use the platform to highlight and celebrate events, places, and positive news. I am Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, known as Mama K, and in today's program, we reflect on our AfricaMonth celebrations that we've held over the years. Not all of it, but some of it. Yes, it's about Ubuntu being unleashed. So yes, for those who know what Africa Day is about, it's normally celebrated in the month of May, 25th of May, when the Organization for African Union, former name now African Union, basically met to discuss issues concerning Africa. And henceforth, there's been various celebrations just to highlight what Africa is, and especially the positive news and so on in Africa. So yes, we will be having video of just what Africa is about, just generally, not everything, because it's a huge continent, so we can't cover everything. And as well, a video of a school that we've worked with over the years, Manyano High School, which is in Khayelitsha, South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa. And as well, my dear sister, Black Queen Africa. Let me see what you want to learn from her. Enjoy.
You may have heard of Africa Day, but do you know the history and significance behind this annual celebration? Observed on May 25th, Africa Day pays tribute to the founding of the Organization of African Unity in 1963, now known as the African Union. This special day highlights a commitment to fostering unity, solidarity, and development through the African continent. It's a time to rejoice in Africa's rich cultural heritage and history. With breathtaking landscapes, modern cities, diverse wildlife, historic landmarks, vibrant markets, and architectural achievements, Africa is a mosaic of people and places. Africa is also the second most populated continent in the world. Its natural, cultural, spiritual, ethnic, and linguistic diversity showcases both its fascinating past and its promise for the future. Annual celebrations of Africa Day around the world may include music concerts, dance performance, art exhibitions, and cultural festivals, allowing each African nation to proudly share its traditions and cultures. The day also honors influential African leaders and visionaries who have shaped human history and who have fought for peace, democracy, and development. Africa Day holds significance not only for the African continent, but for the world at large. The celebration promotes global understanding and appreciation of African cultures and contributions, emphasizing the continent's role in our shared human heritage. By participating in Africa Day celebrations, people from across the earth can immerse themselves in unique cultures, foster mutual respect, and enrich our understanding of our global neighbors.
Wow, what a day, Mañana. Give yourself a round of applause. It has been awesome as always. The fashion show normally gets really, really hectic. So the cook-off, these young people have been cooking, and wow, I was dazed and amazed with them. So we've got 4 teams, and we've got 2 judges now. We had all the judges, but they're somewhere now. But we've got 2 judges and myself, who will be the 3rd judge. So we're going to mark them based on taste, creativity, and presentation. So let me see. Let's start with Judge 1.
And we have team 2, Visa Ubuntu. Team 3 is Visa Amahadele. And then team 4 is Vizikazi. So I'll hand over to Ukanyo to judge.
Zandile, with what they're wearing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that particular Duke, that they were wearing, and why is it called Duke? Is Duke a name, from a particular tribe, or is it just a name that South Africans have embraced as, their name for the headwear?
Duke is a name that South Africans embrace as a headwear, but in isiXhosa, which is my language and my culture, we call it Ikia. But now, Yes, to accommodate, because Xhosa has a lot of borrowed words, which Duke, I think, is from Afrikaans, I stand to be corrected. So Duke is not a Xhosa word, but it's used universal in South Africa. Everyone in South Africa uses Duke, more especially in Cape Town, because we have mixed races. So the ones that our contestants are wearing represents more of this Xhosa culture. I don't know what their culture and languages are, but judging from their names, I think they're all Xhosas. So what they had there represents more Xhosa. And most of those that they have, it's mostly used when there's different occasions. Like, for instance, there's a traditional feast, or it's a wedding, or that kind of thing. Nobody represented in the contestants, nobody represented just a normal, usual one for a wife sitting at home. Mostly what they have there is what most women would use when they are going to a special traditional occasion, but they all traditionally linked. It's not just a usual one.
Okay. So, Ms. Leonard, yeah, we've shared, your feedback on some of the, age rap that you're seeing. So tell us a little bit about your own. And I know, you've mentioned the fact that most of them, they're about the Islamic faith. And obviously, I don't want to assume, because I know you anyway, that you are a Muslim lady, a woman of faith, very strong in our faith. And so tell us, why do women wear hijab, and what are you wearing? What's it about? And you mentioned some tips there with some of the ones that I've worn. So yeah, share with us.
Okay. Last year I was a guest at the Kili show competition last year. So I got this as a gift from Kimi Adebayo. So I think it is a cap with it's more like a cap thingy. This was actually on this side this morning, so I just cut it off and put it at the back because it was more to. It was all in my face, so I didn't want it there, so I just cut it off and just put it in.
Okay. I didn't even realize that was what it was. I didn't realize it was that. So you look beautiful. And it just shows you as well that, yeah, you can turn things around the way you want it. It depends on what you're comfortable with. So why do Muslim women, is there a reason why they wear hijab, as well? Because I know in the Christian faith, when we go to church, and I think it started like that as well, you have to women have to cover their hair all the time. And then when you go to church, for prayers, you normally can't go in without your head covered. You need to have your head covered. Although the modern churches nowadays, they're very flexible, because our women, most of the time we struggle, with me, like me now. I'm like, ooh. So is it compulsory as well, in the Islamic faith?
Yeah. No, yes, you are quite right there, Kemi. When you go into the mosque, you need to have your hijab. It's part of the religion and it's part of the culture. The hair must be covered at all times. If the hair is out, then it's part of your aura. They call it aura.
Okay.
Yes. So when you are married, you need to cover all these things. But today, the modern women, they will do actually with the hair coming out. But we are in a Western world.
There's something that I didn't let you in on. I'm also a pastor, and the secret behind my duke is my husband. He's the one that does my duke for me. When I put the competition, he said to me, I'm going to, because I needed to have 2 photos, because last year I went to an event where he did a duke. And then I had to add 2 photos, and he decided that he's going to do that one as well. And so, yeah, I'm very grateful to be part, because I'm so excited to see different women, with this, because it is not about it's about not about myself, but it's about I always support cultures. When I go to African cuisine or something, I will always wear a duke. When I go to a Muslim event, I will put on a duke. So
I'm really proud to be part of this Duke, and I'm not actually a Duke person, but now lately I'm wearing Duke, you know, because it is part of our culture.
Yes, Africa is a big continent and there's so much potential we have and so much we need to celebrate about Africa, not just the negative news which we hear all the time, but we want to celebrate the fashion, the food, the people, the culture, the language. Like you saw, you know, with the video that we showed of some of what happened at Manyano High School. And as well, you saw the video with Black Queen Africa, where she was explaining about the Gele Duke event that we had and what we're wearing and so on. So yes, you know, you can see my tie here, and it's not totally African, but it's about how our women, you know, are proud of what we wear with the Gele. We call it Gele in Nigeria, or Duke in Southern Africa. So it's the Gele Duke challenge, and I can't wait for us to promote and raise more positive news and culture and arts of Africa in this year 2024. Thank you for your time. Yes, it's been amazing. Looking forward to more of what Impact Africa has to offer. I am Mama K, signing off saying stay safe, stay blessed. God is love.